Deputy Vice Chancellor, international guests, member of the Sami Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome here today to Umeå. Like Anna-Lill, I would like to acknowledge that this is land traditionally used by the Sami, traditional Sami land here in Umeå. The campus area where I spend most of my days and my work is, for example, grazing land up until just a few decades back. The focus of this seminar today, Truth Commissions, is a very important subject in my view. Here is an opportunity today to gather knowledge and learn from truth commissions in other contexts that were carried out in other countries. What led to their formation? How did they work? What issues did they look at? And not least important, I think, what were their legacy? What came after the truth commissions? Because the truth commissions, in my view, is the first step on the road and not the end of a road. Without acknowledging what has happened in the past, without looking closely at these issues, listening to voices, uncovering new material, it is also much more difficult to move forward. But it's also equally important to regard the Truth Commission as something that is necessary to create a new foundation for the relationship between the state and the Sami in Sweden. I have worked on Sami issues myself for a little bit more than 2 decades now. And one of the things that has struck me early on and still stays with me is how much Sami history and knowledge about Sami issues in general that is unwritten. It was, and to a large extent it still is, research waiting to be carried out. It is also remarkable that this history is unwritten because it's so central. It's so central to understand the situation today. And for the majority of the population in Sweden, these are issues that are completely unknown. And that, to me, is unacceptable in this day and age, that we do not know ourselves about the history of the indigenous people of this country. What is also clear is that historical events that I and colleagues have been looking at, as well as countless others, have shaped the situation today. And without having knowledge about the history, your understanding of the situation today, of conflicts and differing positions, will be incomplete. And that will, of course, affect the ability, for example, for politicians to make sound decisions, to make really good decisions. And with a Swedish Sami policy, which in my view is more or less at the standstill and has been standing still for quite some time now, with very limited development, maybe the appointment of a Truth Commission can be what actually finally makes things start to happen again in Sweden when it comes to Sami issues, which is, in my view, completely necessary. I hope this seminar on Truth Commissions will be very rewarding and will give you much food for thought. And I hope that we in a few years in the future can look back at these days in Umeå and see them as one important step towards the formation and establishment of a Truth Commission. I've also had the pleasure to listen to several of the presenters during the past 2 days and know what knowledge they possess and know how good they are at presenting this knowledge. So I hope you will also have a very good day today and will learn very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for those welcoming words. We will move on in the program and listen to the first presenter today, first international guest that we have here today, which is Eduardo Gonzalez. Eduardo is an independent consultant and expert on transitional justice. He's participated in his country's Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Peru and has contributed to the establishment and operations of truth and reconciliation processes in about 20 countries in different parts of the world. So, what will happen now is that Eduardo will have 20 minutes to present, and after that there will be 10 minutes where you are able to ask questions to him. So with that said, muy bienvenido, Eduardo. Very welcome.